Over 85% of you are not subscribed, so please subscribe. Yo guys, I'll be doing a tutorial on this indent that you just saw in the beginning. I'll leave the project file in the description. I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's just a bit time consuming. And yeah, today I'm only going to be doing the letter Y, as it just saves time, but you use the same technique with the letters, so it shouldn't be too hard to follow along. So I'll be making this, and yeah, let's get started. We'll go file new and then start a new composition. You can name it or whatever you want, doesn't really matter. I'm doing 1080p, but you can do 1440p or 4K if you want at 30 FPS. I've made it 6 seconds, but you can make it longer or shorter if you want, doesn't really matter. Make sure this is on full. And press OK and you see a blank canvas. Keep this on black so it's easier. Save it, so right here on. So first thing you want to do is bring up the text tool. You can go up here, or you can just press Ctrl T on your keyboard, and then write your name. Make the font size 200 and the font I think it's digital video. I'll leave this in the description as well. Come here where it says VA, it's tracking, let's make it 50 so the letters are a bit more spaced out. You wanna press V on your keyboard just to move it around, and then press Y when you get this little thing in the middle, and just drag it to the middle by holding shift. This just saves time later. So, yeah. Then you want to go to your align tab and then just center it. If you don't have it, go to window and it'll be a line at the top. So this is your basic Paizo thing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go down here and create and then create shapes from text. You can get rid of this layer, I'm just gonna leave it there. And if you go inside here and search path, you can see that each of the letters are here, so you can just hide one and it will go from here. As I'm only doing the Y, I'm just going to remove every other letter. You don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it. It's gonna be easier. I'm just going to rename this Y base. That'll make sense later. There's going to be several different Y layers. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it where it is. It'll be easier, as you'll have the other layers there as well. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is download the Illustrator file I have in the description. I'm just going to import it real quick. I just want to import this. I've just gotten from my computer. It's an Illustrator file. You don't need Illustrator, I'm pretty sure, to download it. But it's gonna wanna drag it on to your thing. That you won't be able to see it as it's black. You see here it's this J, but that doesn't really matter. So you just wanna right click here, create shapes from vector layer. See the outline. I'm just gonna delete that because it gets in the way. And then here, just to make it easier, I'm gonna go to effects. It loads today, and the search field, and then just put it on top so it's red, and you can see. This is just the Y, but it's just masked out. No, it's like cropped out. On Illustrator, this is the perfect curl that you want. So I'm gonna make it so this comes in like this, and then this goes around. So to do that, you're gonna right click here, transform, and then flip horizontal, and then you're gonna go down here, press R, and then make this 180, so it flips upside down. Actually, don't do the flip horizontal, keep it like this. So you kind of imagine what's gonna happen now. So I'm just gonna keep it here, and it's gonna go up here, and then the mouse will continue as you go down. So yeah, right now I'm just going to make this perfect. I see we chose 200 font, size 200. As it's the same width as this, pretty much. If it's not perfect, let's go down here to scale. Let's press S, make it 101. And it'll be pretty much perfect. So now what you want to Just save it. This is your Y base and this is your Y curl. Clear. You're gonna wanna click off every layer and then go up to the pen tool. You can just press G. Will be here. Yes, 5. I just wanna track around only the red. So let's do it. I'm not gonna do it too well. If you want it to make it, if you want it round, so I did there. So I'm gonna hold it and then just drag it. Don't let go of left click. Yeah, make it all the way to the bottom of the Y. That's not really the bottom. There we go. And increase the stroke width until it fits the whole circle and the whole shape. To make this easier, let's go in T and then lowering the opacity so you can see through it. It looks about right. Maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, that's good. So we're gonna name this Y curl mask. And turn the opacity back up. Actually not, I'll leave it a bit lower. Make sure you always save so you don't run After Effects or crash. So now you wanna go down to drop down menu, press add, and then go to trim paths. And as you can see here, let's move this up. When you change the end keyframe, it changes the position of the purple thing. That purple thing is the mask, so when it's like this, you won't be able to see any of this red thing. But as soon as you can see the purple, the red thing will be visible as well. So I'm just going to go to maybe 10 keyframes, and then start an end keyframe, and then when it's a 1 second, we're going to make it full. And then you don't want it to stay here. You don't want what's this purple thing there all the time. So when it gets to about halfway, you're gonna want to start a keyframe on the start by pressing this little clock thing, and then when it settles, around the same distance, it's these two. Make this 100. So what you will see is something like that. Actually, space these out a bit more. I'm pretty happy with that. Now you're going to want to select all of them and then press F9 on your keyboard, or you can just right click, keyframe assistant, and then easy ease. F9 is just the easy keyframe for it. I'm going to go into the graph editor, make this a bit bigger, and as you'll see here, it just easy eases them. You can either use this graph or the value graph, it doesn't really matter. I'll use the value graph. I'm going to select the bottom 2 keyframes and just play around with them. This line here is the speed, so this means it's going to start slow, increase it really fast, and slow down towards the end, which I want. So we're going to mess about with it. Do whatever you think is nice. Leave it at that. Get out the graph editor. It's smaller. And then, so now you want to track this red thing. So what you have to press, if your thing looks like this, you're going to press this toggle switches / modes. This is track command. Make sure the mask is above the Y curl, which is the red thing. Press it in alpha track mask thing. What is it? Alpha matte Y curl mask, whatever you name this layer. As you can see, you get the yarn curl type of thing. If it's transparent, you're just gonna have to press T on here and make this 100 again. I'm gonna still leave it at 50. I'll change that later. Just like that. So now I'm just gonna hide this layer, and we're gonna do the same thing for the main Y. I'm just going to press G on my keyboard again to bring up the pen tool. and then start masking out the Y. This one's a bit more important as you have two parts. We're going to go up and down, that's how you would write a Y. Do this, not the best, but doesn't matter. Once again, you can curl these if you want to. I don't really. If you want to, you can. Doesn't really matter. I want to make sure that all of this is covered, so let's go up here, press V to bring up selection tool, and just drag it to the top. Once again, I'm going to just press Y and then lower the opacity. Name this Y base mask. So this one is not the best mask, and you'll see why. We're gonna go into the drop down menu, press add, and trim paths again. And as you can see, when you change the end position, the shape will continue. It'll be masked. So the normal Y curl ended at 1 second, so we're gonna just before that. So that's 25 keyframes. Start and end position, and just before 1 minute 20 frames, 1 second 20 frames, whatever. Make it 100. If you were to unmask this Y curl, you would see that as this goes down. Okay, so this is the problem. When this goes down, you want this to start. So you can do that, and that's pretty much perfect. Okay, sorry about that. As you can see, as this red thing goes down, the Y starts to curl pretty much perfectly. I'm gonna shift back even a bit more. Now it's perfect. You see the red hits and the purple starts. Once again, you can keyframe these as well. Let's hide this again. Go into the graph editor. I'm not going to change the front value, but I'll change the end value. Pretty much happy with that. As you can see here with this mask, you'll see it here. I'm just going to go down to the Y, the track map, make it here. I'm going to put the opacity max for this. As you can see here, when the mask goes up, it touches here, which doesn't look the best. You can just unhide this, lower it, take off the track map so you can see the bottom. With Junior keyboard to bring up the pen tool, click any point and then V, and you can just adjust each thing so it looks good. Doesn't really matter again. It'll be better if you use the curl, it'll be smooth. But I'm just going to leave it as this. Looks okay. You can definitely put more time in it. Go back here, track mat it. So there we go. We're going to turn on the Y curl again. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back to the color, make it white. And then make the opacity of the mask 100% again. So you can see there we have pretty much the curl type of thing that you would have in the yarn intro. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So you're going to want to group everything together. Actually first, I'm going to toggle switch modes again, select all of the layers and then turn on motion blur. This is optional, but I think it looks better. So motion blur. It's not much of a big difference, it's not much fast movement. But yeah. Then you're going to want to group all of these together on the bottom one and the top one. Actually, the top one to the bottom one. You're going to press this top one, press shift and hold the bottom one. Recompose it, let's name it Y final. Go back to the comp one. Just be this if the only affects this. We can delete this title thing now, don't need it. And what I'm going to do is duplicate this layer. And the top one, you're going to offset by a few frames. It doesn't really matter how many frames you do. But on the bottom one, you're going to go back to fill, and as you can see, you have that effect, so the red goes first, and then it's the white that fills behind it. Let's make this. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and then you will do the same thing for each letter that you want. I'm also going to do the O just here. If your name it doesn't have a straight edge, for this Y it has 2 straight edges, so it works perfectly. If you had a letter like, let me think, something like an S, you would want to be creative with it, so I would personally, you go back in here, import another one of this. Add a fill to it. I would try make it so it starts like this. We'll go down, and then when this settles down, this will go continue with 2 separate masks. So you have 1 mask only for the Y, and the rest of the masks for this. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you can just copy, you can pre-compose this Y yarn curl project, delete this, let's add the yarn curl for the S, move this here, and then we'll start it here. When it settles, then you continue the S mask. What's this? And yeah, you can just play about with it. You can do whatever you want, whatever you think looks good. One more thing. Yeah. One other thing you could do is pre-compose these once again. Go Y again. Some people might like the look of this, some people might not. Let's go up here, layer styles. Go to drop shadow, and then make a drop shadow. Make it any color you want. I'm gonna do like a faint. I'll do pink. Opacity 100 and size 0. So you get another layer. You can do that if you want. Some people might like that. Let's make it look a bit more original. Pretty much it. And then what you're gonna want to do when you want to render it, so make sure, check this, make sure there's nothing else in the background. And then go to File, Export, add the render queue. You can do the media encoder, but I just don't use it myself. And go to where it says Output Module, go lossless, make this QuickTime as the smallest file size. And then RGB plus alpha, I always turn off audio. So for me it saves time rendering, I don't know why. Press OK, save it where you want it to press render. I'm not going to render it, so I don't need to, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment what you want for the next tutorial, if it will be indent or a, yeah, it doesn't really matter, anything. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you.